OMG, an iconic murder is knocking at Port Charles' door. Is the hook killer really coming back? We know Port Charles is no stranger to danger, but hold on tight because things are going to get a whole lot deadlier. It looks like Heather's reign of terror is far from over, and we know what happens when she's around. Innocent people get killed. Remember when Britt Westbourne and Brando Corbin were murdered without mercy by the hands of the hook? We're afraid something like that might happen again soon. We know Heather has a long list of enemies in Port Charles, and she will not forgive anyone. Hello, ladies. Your GH Gossip Queen is back, and today we're diving deep into the twisted mind of the most infamous villain and uncovering who she might kill next. Who's on her hit list, and how will her return impact the lives of our favorite characters? But before we do that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from us. We know that Heather was unmasked as the hook killer a few months ago, which led to her finally being locked away for now. But if we know anything about Heather, it's that she always finds a way to escape, and something tells us her story is far from over. And let me tell you, Heather isn't just biding her time in Pentonville. Oh, no, she's plotting her next move like the soap villain we all love to hate. At this point, she's obsessed with getting out and finally bonding with her grandson, Ace Cassadine. With Rick Lansing in her corner, Heather might just be able to pull this off. However, this plan of getting out might not be as easy as it looks because Portia Robinson wouldn't let that happen without a fight. Viewers know she tampered with Heather's medical test because desperate times call for desperate measures. Am I right, ladies? But this little scheme of hers didn't work as well as she thought, and she's now left cleaning up her own mess with Ava Jerome. After all, when you need help covering your tracks, who better to call than Ava, the ultimate queen of sketchy decisions herself? But here's the main deal breaker. Rick is hell-bent on getting Heather's conviction overturned, and honestly, this makes us wonder if Heather's reign of terror is right around the corner. And now if Heather comes back, we know she is out for nothing. Revenge, if you thought she's forgotten everyone who's wronged her and her daughter Izmi, think again. She's got a list, and honey, it's long. If there's one thing the hook killer does best, it's holding a grudge along with the hook. Port Charles is soon going to be in flames if she gets out. From the destruction she's caused to the enemies she's made, Heather isn't going to be welcomed back with even a smile. So who's next on her list? Let's find out. We've made a small list of who might be the next Britt Westbourne. And we apologize in advance if any of your favorite characters made it. But trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because you know we back everything up with facts. The first person we think might face Heather's wrath is none other than Portia Robinson. Do you remember when she tampered with Heather's test results, hoping to keep her locked up in Pentonville? It looks like her plan might actually backfire harder than anything else. We know Portia is a protective mama bear when it comes to her daughter Trina. Heather's had her eye on Trina for a while because she thinks Trina wronged her daughter Esme, and she wants her gone for good. But Portia, being the concerned mother, has been desperately trying to save her daughter from the hook killer. If Rick tells her that Portia was the one who altered her results, it won't be pretty. She might go into full-on hook killer mode and start her revenge tour in Port Charles. Wows with Dr. Portia Robinson. And if Portia actually becomes the next victim, it will just be a matter of time before Heather gets her hands on the person she truly wants to get rid of, Trina Robinson. We all know why Heather is gunning for Trina. She thinks her precious daughter Esme left Port Charles because of Trina. Viewers will remember the last time we saw Esme. She was locked in an intense fight with none other than her on-screen nemesis, Trina. That showdown ended with Esme and Spencer going overboard from a private yacht. And while everyone presumed them dead, no bodies were ever found. So naturally, Heather's twisted brain has put all the blame on Trina, because in Heather's world, nothing is ever her or Semi's fault. So if she gets out of jail, Trina will surely be one of her targets. Speaking of Trina, have you noticed how her storyline has been a little, well, stuck? The actress who plays Trina, Tabiana Ali, spoke about this in her chat with Maurice Bernard on his podcast. She talked about how her character's basically been on the back burner ever since Spencer allegedly died. Trina's been in mourning, grieving her soulmate. And let's be honest, she's been sidelined with barely anything exciting happening on screen. But with Heather Weber on the loose, oh, honey, this might be just what Trina needs to come out swinging and finally take the center stage again. This could be Trina's big moment, finally getting the juicy storyline she deserves as she faces off against one of the most dangerous villains in Port Charles. This storyline has potential written all over it. But there's more on the Spencer Cassadine angle. This one's a biggie. Rumor has it that we might be seeing a recast of Spencer Cassadine. Now, if you're anything like me, you've been missing Spencer's scheming charm since Nicholas Alexander Chavez stepped away from the role in January 2024. But here's the actual news. Has been busy. After catching Ryan Murphy's eye while working on Monsters, the brilliant actor has been roped into another Murphy project, an FX horror series. Now, with Chavez working on so many big projects, it seems like his busy schedule might keep him from returning to General Hospital anytime soon. Chavez has been super gracious about the whole situation, though. He's even said that if needs to recast Spencer, he's totally on board with it. In a recent interview, he shared, "Port Charles is a crazy place. We'll just have to see what happens." Talk about being supportive of bringing Spencer back. Even if it means a new actor takes on the role, we are beyond excited to see Spencer coming back, and that might even be good for Trina. Oh my God, that's some tea, right? All right, GH fans, now back to the Hook Killer. It sounds like Heather getting out of jail will really create havoc in Port Charles. But if you think Portia and Trina might be the only ones Heather's targeting, you might just be wrong. We have to discuss Britt Westbourne's best friend, Brad Cooper, who might be getting ready to take revenge on Heather for killing Britt. There's a possibility that Heather might actually plan to take action before Brad can do anything. Now, we know Brad is known for messing things up, so he might actually end up being Heather's next victim. Before Brad can do anything, Heather might decide to fix this whole drama by killing Brad, so the Britt chaos never comes back. Also, how can we forget about Sasha Gilmore? Longtime fans know Heather killed Sasha's husband 2 years ago, and that was a gut punch for all of us. Even though Brando might not have been Heather's intended target, he just got in the way of her chaotic rampages. Heather, being herself, didn't think twice before ruining lives. But here's where it gets interesting. Heather might see Sasha as a loose end that needs to be tied up. Brando may not have been her real target, but in Heather's twisted mind, leaving Sasha alive could be a threat. And we all know what happens when Heather feels threatened. People end up dead. Poor Sasha, as if losing her husband wasn't enough, and now she'll have to deal with Heather's revenge tour. Do you think this could be a possibility? Speaking of Brando Corbin, the exceptional actor Johnny Wachter, who portrayed the role, tragically passed away this year after he was shot while leaving his job as a bartender in downtown LA back in May. When he approached his car and saw a group of people trying to steal something, he intervened, and someone shot him dead on the spot. As reported by TMZ, Wachter didn't try to fight or stop the men, but he was sadly shot anyway. Johnny's family, along with the entire Each cast, are still struggling to accept the untimely death of an amazing person. We hope Johnny's family finds the courage and strength to deal with this painful loss. As for this video, we wouldn't be surprised if we're headed for a violent and heartbreaking storyline after the Hook Killer returns to Port Charles. She is known for killing people, and we just discussed a few potential candidates. Of course, this is just speculation, but all signs seem to be pointing in that direction. What do you think? Who might get murdered next? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you're as obsessed with soap opera drama as I am, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. What do you think? Who might get murdered next? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, here's me, your very own G Gossip Queen, bidding adieu.